Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to another crazy, nutty, outrageous, nonsensical day.
Yep.
I mean, every day.
Yep.
Every day is that and so much more. We have brawls breaking out even at Bath and Body Works. We'll show you that occurrence. That was in Arizona, I think. I think it was in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yes.
Where that happened.
Yeah.
Also, the president, sharp as a tack, this guy. I won't hear that he's having cognitive problems. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Do you think that there's a chance Joe Biden is our smartest president ever?
More than a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty clear.
I know it's early,
But still.
the signs are there.
Yes. Let me show you one of the signs. Actually, he was talking about the Secretary of Defense yesterday.
Hang on a second. We're having a little...
Are we having trouble dealing with that?
I'm hearing a video issue right now.
Okay,
the VHS tape got stuck. Like the ribbon gets wound around the
when
deal.
that happens.
And so what they're doing right now is they're taking like a screwdriver and having to ply it out and unravel it.
You know, we should switch to like cassettes maybe instead of the VCR tapes that you put in there. Yeah.
What about Beta? Would you be willing to give Beta a shot?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Because the VHS is the issue.
I mean, we have a lot of issues here, so Beta couldn't be worse, could it?
Beta Max, baby. Yeah, but it'll resolve itself momentarily, by the way.
All right.
Just hang on.
I'm hanging.
We're just going to sit here and...
We're just going to sit here and wait.
Wait for him to get that.
We actually don't need to do that because I've got some other things to
share.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, what else is going on in the world? I thought we just covered it all.
You know, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of Anthony Fauci telling us about masks. This is one of the first times he mentioned it. So it was like March 8th, I believe, last year, somewhere in there, when Dr. Anthony Fauci said this.
There's a lot of confusion among people and misinformation surrounding
Of course,
face
isn't
masks.
Fauci. He's about to answer this guy's question.
Discuss that.
The masks are important for someone who's infected to prevent them from infecting someone else.
Okay, so if you're infected, then maybe you wear a mask.
Now, when you see people and look at the films in China and South Korea,
China,
everybody's
there's no R in the word China.
Somebody had to say it.
Wearing a mask. Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
Right, yeah.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
There's no reason to. There's no reason to walk around the United States of America with a mask. That's just stupidity. And he's about to take this even further. Listen to this.
When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better. And
it might make you feel a little bit better, but it doesn't really do anything. And he's about to say, but it doesn't do anything. Listen.
It might even block a droplet.
It might block a droplet, but it's not preventing. What he's saying here, clearly, is that it's not preventing anybody from getting a disease. Okay, so when you're walking around wearing a mask, that doesn't protect you.
But it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course. But when you think masks, you should think of healthcare providers needing them and people who are ill.
Yeah.
The people who
when
you look at the films of foreign countries and you see 85% of the people wearing masks.
They're stupid.
That's
people.
fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
They could do it in that country.
If you want to do it, that's fine. But
I mean, is that not everything we've ever said about masks and continue saying? Because we're consistent, it is Fauci who changed the whole narrative on masks. He was with us on the mask thing at the beginning. Like, they don't do anything. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows they don't do anything.
He proved that he believed that right there when he went to that Washington Nationals game.
Right.
And didn't wear a mask next to two other people.
How crazy is that? How crazy is it that now he's the guy who's all about if you are not wearing a mask, you are murdering people. That's what it's like now. It has gone from don't wear a mask. There's no reason to wear a mask. The mask doesn't even protect anybody from you. To the mask is the most important, all inclusive thing you can possibly do to prevent disease.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to go back and see when the first rumblings of a rift between he and President Trump started to happen, and when he changed his tune on things.
Yeah, it would.
But yeah, that's a complete opposite of what they say now. So, but we're supposed to follow the science, right?
Yes, follow the science.
Okay.
And the scientists. So there it is. Amazing. Look at this headline from yesterday. CNN breaking news. CDC releases guidelines giving limited freedoms to people fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Oh, thank you, CDC. That's the one spot from which all freedom is derived. The CDC. They're the ones who give and take our freedom. Not God. Were you under the impression that our freedom came from God?
That's old thing.
No, it's the CDC.
Yeah, and I guess really, if we're being honest, they are the arbiters of freedom now, right?
Right now they are. Yes, indeed they are.
Sweet. I mean, that's giving us freedom. Thank you, CDC.
Yeah, very generous of them to give some of our freedoms. Vaccinated people can visit indoors without masks, but must still wear them in public and avoid large gatherings when around those who aren't immunized or are at a high risk for contracting COVID-19, according to the CDC. The agency issued its long-awaited guidance for what fully vaccinated people can safely do as inoculations rise, but as health experts warn that the risk of the virus remains, especially with the new variants. The variant thing is what they're harping on right now to keep us under their thumb.
They're going to have something.
The variant is going to be, you're going to get sick of hearing about these variants.
Yeah, and then when the variant train runs its course, they'll come up with something else.
Yes. Because they don't ever want to give up this newfound control that they have over our lives.
Which is why it's such an affront to them when states like Texas and Mississippi and others lift their mask restrictions. Whoa, we thought we had you guys under control. No,
How
no.
dare you?
Right, that's you're a caveman.
Broadly, the CDC recommended that fully vaccinated people can meet freely in private meetings with other fully vaccinated people. So if everyone in the room is vaccinated, you can go ahead and meet with them. But several restrictions still remain, including advising against travel and recommending mask wearing in public. 2 weeks after people receive their final vaccine dose of either of the two dose Moderna or Pfizer vaccines, or of their one dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So you got to wait 2 weeks after it. They're considered fully immunized and can meet out indoors with other fully vaccinated people without wearing masks or social distancing.
You hear that? That the divide becomes official.
Yes.
And next up on the list, on the to-do list by the freedom givers at the CDC, will be the burden of proof that you will be forced to carry with you in whatever form.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you want to have freedom? Do you want to be able to move around freely?
I mean, depends.
I mean, if you do, then you need to get fully vaccinated, and you need to encourage others to be fully vaccinated so that the two of you can come together.
Oh,
and,
wait.
I don't know, start making out or whatever. I guess it's okay to make out with other fully vaccinated people. If
really
you're vaccinated.
I thought I was just enjoying freedom.
No, you can now make out with the people involved.
Okay, so this is going to be a passport to make out with anybody.
Yes.
As opposed to now you just have to make out with your own kind.
Yes. Right. So that's great.
I see.
Isn't that fun? So yeah, you can get together indoors and make out if you want to. But only if you're vaccinated and the other person is fully vaccinated. Otherwise, stay away from each other. You got to keep your social distance.
Although I'll keep my social distance, what this world needs is a hug.
Or a makeout session.
Or a makeout session.
Whatever. Until we find the vaccination, there's no substitute for love. But
I've heard that.
Now there is, because we have the vaccination.
Huh.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That was a fun little trip.
Wasn't it? A pathead in Charlottesville, Virginia sent this memo. Apparently the city employees received a memo about vaccines. So if you decline...
Yeah, they're offering free vaccines to city employees in Charlottesville.
Now, if you say no, thank you.
Right.
I appreciate the offer, but no, I think I'll pass.
I don't need to make out with everybody.
Right.
Okay.
In declining a COVID-19 vaccination, I am aware that the vaccine does not cause COVID-19 infection. Okay. Strains of COVID-19 virus may change, and even if they don't change, my immunity declines over time.
Scare me more.
I will be required to wear a mask whenever entering any city facility, even after mask requirements are lifted, if I did not receive the COVID-19 vaccination. A mask will be worn anytime I come in contact with the general public and or other employees during this public health emergency. I've been given the opportunity to be vaccinated with COVID-19 at no charge to myself. However, I decline COVID-19 vaccination at this time. I understand that by declining this vaccination, I continue to be at risk of acquiring COVID-19 and spreading it to other people.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, that'll...
I also agree and understand that declining the COVID-19 vaccine may result in limits to my eligibility for performing my essential and non-essential duties and or training opportunities because of the city's ongoing efforts to prevent the spread of COVID-19 to other employees and or the general public.
Wow.
I further understand that if I don't receive the vaccine, I may be dragged outside and beaten with clubs.
That's in the memo?
Yeah, it's just this. It's
Hold on.
in parentheses.
Hang on a
lot of
second.
people don't read.
I got a copy of it right here.
Parenthetical information,
Somewhere.
but
Where
it's
did I put
kind
my
of
copy?
important.
Shoot, because that does seem like it should be.
That seems a little excessive, a little draconian, if you will.
And they put it in parentheses?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, parenthetically, you may be dragged outside and beaten with clubs.
Huh. That sounds intense. But I love that. Yeah.
This also sounds like they're setting you up to be fired if you don't get the vaccine.
They're definitely stopping you from advancing.
Yep.
From being able to be promoted, because they're talking about, you're not eligible for training. Oh, you're not eligible for what was the other word they used? I don't know, but
yeah, whatever it was, it was telling. Let's see.
Here.
A mask must be worn anytime.
Eligibility for performing essential and non-essential duty.
Oh yeah. Okay, and or training. So
I'm telling you, man, this is
that's bad.
This right here is a template that you're going to see everywhere.
Then you have to sign a date. Yes. Oh, this. Are you kidding me? Everybody will have.
Save that. You're going to need that later. I guarantee you. Because we have been warning for a year about this, probably 10 months, 11 months. We've said, eventually it's going to get to that point. And here we are.
And it's here. Yeah, it's here. Probably ahead of schedule. This might be a little quicker than I expected, all of this stuff. Because I thought, all right, once we have the vaccine, they're gonna lighten up on all the other stuff that they're demanding, the social distancing and the mask wearing. Nope, they're not lightening up on any of it. It's incredible. Let me tell you about Keeps. Have you noticed your hair doesn't look as full as it once was? It sucks. It really does. And in the past, you really couldn't do much about it. You were just subject to nature. But now there's Keeps, and you can order this from the comfort and privacy of your own home. You don't have to go to the doctor or go to the pharmacy. Just go online and answer a few questions at keeps.com/Pat. And then you take a few pictures of your hair and the trouble spots, and then a licensed doctor reviews all that information, and we'll get back to you on the best and brightest way to stop your hair loss. About 90% of the time, it stops hair loss. 66 to 68% of the time, it actually helps you regrow hair. So this could be a game changer for you. We'll get you started, too, with this special deal. When you go to KEEPS.com, keeps.com/Pat, you'll get 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We didn't play yesterday the Biden speech, I guess it was, on voting and voting rights. It's agonizing. Here's some of what he said about he's really trying to set up putting pressure on the Senate to also pass the H.R. 1 voting bill.
The blood of John Lewis and so many other brave and righteous souls that was spilled in Selma on this Sunday in 1965 sanctified a noble struggle. And when the country saw those images that night, America was forced to confront the denial of democracy, the fierce urgency of justice.
You're right.
Congress passed the Voting Rights Act a few months later, and President Johnson signed it into law. But the legacy of the March in Selma.
That's great. He's pointing out there that it was a Democrat president that signed it into law. Yeah, the same Democrat president who, as a member of Congress, voted against it multiple times, fought against it multiple times, and was a pretty well-known racist, as a matter of fact.
Is that while nothing can stop free people from exercising their most sacred power as a citizen, there are those who will do anything they can to take that power away.
Are there?
Today we have a hailstorm, not a rainstorm, a hailstorm.
Of what?
In 2020, our very democracy on the line.
We don't have a democracy.
Even in the midst of a pandemic, more Americans voted than ever before. Multiple recounts in states and decisions of more than 60 cases.
60
from
cases.
Judges appointed by my predecessor, including at the Supreme Court, upheld the integrity of this historic election.
Okay.
Instead of celebrating this powerful demonstration of voting, we've seen an unprecedented insurrection in our capital.
It was not an unprecedented insurrection. It was some vandalism at the Capitol building, where some people who were committing the vandalism died. So did a police officer, but unrelated, apparently, to what was going on at the Capitol. The other 4 people who died were in the mob. Okay, they didn't kill anybody. They were killed or died of natural causes. I'm so tired of this. Overplaying their hand of what happened on January 6th. It's despicable what they've done to this thing. The mountain they've made out of this, to call it a molehill is probably not accurate, but it certainly isn't the Mount Everest they've made it into. Unprecedented insurrection.
And a brutal attack on our democracy on January the 6th.
Yeah, you can't attack a democracy that isn't there. So,
and never before seen effort to ignore, undermine, and undo the will of the people. And to think of that, and yet it's been followed by an all-out assault.
All-out assault.
On the right to vote in state legislatures all across the country.
You know what that all-out assault is? They're trying to clean up voter records. They are trying to limit, in some cases, the mail-in balloting thing because it's so easy to commit fraud with that. And they're actually trying to pass voter ID laws.
Whoa.
So you'd have to show some ID at the voting booth.
I've heard that was racist.
Yeah, terribly racist. Why? Well, minorities can't get a driver's license, for instance. They can't get forms of ID. They can't get on the internet.
Right.
And it's too difficult for them to get an ID.
Who told us that it was difficult for them to get on the internet?
Well, this same guy. Joe Biden.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
Same guy.
Huh.
Yeah. So he knows the limitations of these minorities, and he's trying to help them out here by making it super, super easy to go vote.
During the current legislative sessions, elected officials in 43 states have already introduced over 250 bills to make it harder for Americans to vote.
Isn't that fascinating? 43 states. So there are some Democrat states in there as well that are controlled, legislatures that are controlled by Democrats, also trying to pass laws that where you have to show that you're actually who you say you are in order to vote. Is that really too much to ask?
Because why would you want to protect our sacred democracy?
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to do everything you can to protect it?
I mean, they want you to not have to do a single thing in order to vote.
Well, they don't even need you to vote.
You don't even have to put your pants on. Just go to the poll. In fact, no, don't go to the poll. We'll figure out a way for you to do it from your PlayStation. You can vote on your PlayStation if you want to.
Huh.
Yeah, just move the controller up one notch and push the start button, and then you voted. That's all.
Wow.
It's that easy.
It's that easy?
It's that easy.
I just had to push the start button.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, sometimes you have to scroll up.
Won't I have to pick a candidate?
No, we're going to make it so easy. The candidate will be pre-chosen for you. And because we want this to be as easy as possible. You shouldn't have to do a single thing to vote. Not one thing. There shouldn't be any effort involved where you had to sign something or show something. That's too much. That's voter suppression.
I mean, look, how impressive was it, you Democrats, the way you won in November? Now it just feels like you're rubbing it in. You know? Now it just feels like, look, the margin was too close for comfort. The way we had it set up so geniusly last time. We're gonna make it even a wider of a margin in the future, and this is how: by stopping voter integrity laws.
Yeah, they don't want any voter integrity because they know that if there are no limits on this, you can get felons to vote, you can get illegals to vote. They're going to stay in office because the felons and the illegals are going to vote for them. It's just that it's that simple.
Yeah, and
they know it, we know it, everybody knows it.
And the more people that they can get to vote for them, the more people they can, then the less they have to worry about other means.
Mm-hmm.
Sniff, sniff.
Sniff, sniff.
We cannot let them succeed. Last week, the House of Representatives passed H.R. 1.
They sure did.
The For the People Act of 2021.
The For the People
This
Act.
is a landmark piece of legislation.
Yes, it is.
That is urgently needed to protect the right to vote and the integrity of our elections. And to repair and strengthen our democracy.
Strengthen.
I hope the Senate does its work so I can sign it into law.
I bet you do.
I also urge Congress to fully restore the Voting Rights Act, named in John Lewis's honor.
Mm-hmm.
Today, on the anniversary of Bloody Sunday, I'm signing an executive order to make it easier for eligible voters to register to vote and improve access to voting.
Bloody Sunday.
Every eligible voter should be able to vote and have that vote counted.
Sunday. Bloody Sunday. Is he talking about the Irish Bloody Sunday?
No, he's talking about...
Oh, okay, there's a separate
there's a
Bloody
different-
Sunday.
yeah.
Oh, he's talking about the Selma Bloody Sunday.
That's right. Yeah. But I mean,
okay,
if it gets you two on the show, then I'm good with
you're
whatever
for
Bloody Sunday you're referring to.
We need to spend some more time on this H.R. 1 because if there's any chance at all that this passes, that they use the nuclear option in the Senate and get this thing passed with 50 plus 1, I mean, this is one of the most egregious and dangerous bills ever.
There are no more states' rights.
At all. There's very few rights for any of us left after this passes. I mean, you get automatic voter registration. Why? Again, because they don't think you should have to do anything for exercising the most important right you have as a citizen. It doesn't require any effort on your part. You're just automatically taken care of and registered, including using many colleges and universities as voter registration agencies. Again, why are they doing that? Well, because those are the people who are going to vote for them, for the Democrats. And they're going to register 16 and 17-year-olds. And once they're registered, do you suppose they're not going to vote at 16? Of course they are. They're going to abolish voter ID laws and only require a signature in the polling place to vote. No ID is necessary to vote. But if you want to participate in leaving your home in the age of COVID, then they'll make that as easy as possible for you. Online voter registration without protections to verify the eligibility of the voter. Same day registration during early voting and on election day. 15 days of early voting, including minimum hours and requirements for locations, restricting election officials' efforts to maintain the accuracy of voter registration lists. They're making it against the law to purge any names from the voter roll.
Yeah, you got to have access to those names later.
Why would you do that? Because you're afraid the dead people will be removed from the rolls and they won't be able to vote anymore.
This was their highest priority. This is HR 1 after an election that they won.
Yes.
They don't want it to be.
Yes.
That, I mean, look. Let's just say it's totally legitimate. November was legitimate, and there were these crazy things that happened, all in the Democrats' favor, all the state and local levels. Fine, got it. It's too close, man. That's too close for them. They don't trust you. Okay, they're gonna make sure that they have this apparatus in place for next time, so that they don't have to piecemeal this around the country again.
That's right. And by the way, this whole process is unconstitutional because you're taking it away from the states. Rights of felons to vote would automatically be restored after release from prison. No excuse absentee mail voting with signature comparison verification available to all voters. Provisional ballots cast outside a voter's precinct must be counted.
I can't take it.
Congressional redistricting done by an independent redistricting commission micromanaged by H.R. 1's provisions. So Democrats will oversee all the gerrymandering of your district to make sure that they can win every single election from now until the end of time.
They spent a year running up to that election telling us how important it was to vote and how important it is to get out there and blah, blah, blah. But yet they're treating it through this bill as the complete opposite. Oh, we don't need your ID. We don't need whatever. I mean, we'll register you for yourself. You know, we'll take care of all this stuff. So is it important or is it not?
The legislation further states that states and localities have eroded access to the right to vote through restrictions on the right to vote, including excessively onerous voter identification requirements. What, a driver's license? Honestly? Is that an excessively onerous voter registration requirement?
If it's as important as you say, you would want it to have integrity, and you would want the individuals having identification. But it's not as you say. And by the way, it's always the opposite as the title of the bill. For the people.
Is really for the representatives. For the Democrats.
For the government. Ugh.
Burdensome voter registration procedures. Voter purges, limited and unequal access to voting by mail, polling place closures, unequal distribution of election resources, and other impediments. Wait a minute. If all of these things are going on, why was it so bad that the Trump team was trying to bring to light some of the problems in the election process? I mean, all of that was a complete conspiracy. But then they have all these problems with the voting process. And they won. We just can't have this. It just can't happen. I mean, if there's any bill where it's crucial to be defeated, it's this one. This one has to be stopped. And so this is the time to put pressure on the Senate and Chucky Schumer not to invoke the nuclear the nuclear option and allow the filibuster to be stopped. If that happens, there's no chance here. There's just no chance. The Republicans will probably never win another national election. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Alrighty. Got some tweets here from Alita Hero. Have you guys ever stopped to think that your predictions are maybe coming true because you keep giving them ideas?
Oh, no.
No, I haven't stopped to think about that. I mean, this thing is progressing at such a rapid pace.
Sure is.
I don't think we're thinking about anything they haven't already come up with. They've been planning this complete progressive takeover for over 100 years.
Yes.
And now it's just got such momentum.
It just needed the key for the ignition.
Yep. From Les White and the cultural appropriators. Hey, Joey, I'm physically handicapped, and I was able to get some of my real ones to take me to the DMV to get me an ID. If I can do it, surely others can too. Stop with the voter suppression BS.
Yep.
Same with minorities. They don't have any trouble. Minorities have ID. And by the way, I think it's 80% of African Americans favor having to show your ID at the voting place.
Yeah. I remember Ami Horowitz went down into, I forgot what borough it was. Maybe it was Brooklyn. And it was like, hey, Democrats think that you don't know where the DMV is. I can't get. And they're like, yeah, it's right here on 25th Street. It's down here on the corner. Yeah, I mean, they all knew. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
From Rants Out Loud, did you hear the news today? HR 1 is going to take your vote away.
That's the Sunday Bloody Sunday parody lyrics.
How long must we sing this song? How long?
Hold on.
How long? Sunday?
Wait. What's the line again at the top of that?
Did you hear the news today? HR 1 is going to take your vote away. That's good.
Yeah. But, I mean, with feeling this time.
How long?
Did you hear the news today? HR 1 is going to take your vote away. Okay.
Good.
I wanted to do the tweet justice there.
Yeah, well, you did. I think you did. Also, we had this from Lyle regarding the city of Charlottesville's non-vaccinated employees to forever wear a mask. Reminds me of those who are required to wear a yellow star patches on their clothing.
But you're not allowed to make that analogy.
No.
How dare you?
Not if you're a Republican.
Right or white or...
Right or yes or white.
What are you doing? You can't do that. By the way, we've retweeted that form, declination form, at Pat Unleashed on Twitter if you'd like to share that.
All right. 888-900-3393. This is just, it's fascinating. Israel has launched a COVID tracking freedom bracelet. It's a freedom bracelet.
It's always the opposite, baby.
It's an alternative to quarantine, as a court has reined in their spy agency's contact tracing. So Israel has unveiled a coronavirus tracking bracelet now as an alternative to the 2-week quarantine for incoming travelers. So it's sparking some privacy concerns, as you can imagine, as a top court in Israel moved to curb the Shin Bet spy agency's role in contact tracing. Wow, that'd be like us having the CIA or the FBI.
Give it time.
Yeah, I know.
So what is the freedom bracelet lets you live free, Pat?
Well, no, not completely free. Don't get ridiculous, Keith. It's a pilot program for the tracking bracelet kicked off at Ben Gurion Airport, where 100 devices were doled out to arriving travelers as a way to avoid a stay at a military-administered quarantine hotel. How would you like that? You arrive in Israel, and then for 2 weeks, you have to stay in a military-administered quarantine hotel. Wow. Instead, those opting for the bracelet system, which features the electronic wristband, a smart app, and a wall-mounted tracking device, will be free to return home and wait out your 2-week isolation period.
But what happens if you don't want to be at home? What if you want to go somewhere else while you're...
Then tough.
Why?
While the device will alert authorities if participants venture too far from the wall-mounted tracker. The CEO of the company behind the bracelet said it does not collect any other information, so don't worry about it.
No.
It's minimally intrusive.
Congratulations. You are now effectively a dog on a leash.
Now, here's the thing. Nobody's forced into doing this, Keith. You can go into the military-administered quarantine hotel instead if you want. So you can either go to the quarantine hotel or you can have this freedom bracelet and stay in your own house.
Honest question. Do you think today, what is this, March 9th, 2021, do you think you will ever be more free than you are on this day?
I don't know.
What are you going to say?
Yes. I'm going to say yes because I'm a super positive person, and I'm going to say yes, Keith. Yes.
This guy? Wait,
super positive.
Wait, super. Oh, now it's two supers?
Super positive.
Can I get a duper?
No.
Oh, so super positive Pat.
Yes.
Says we're going to have more freedom. We're going to be more
than
free.
we are today.
Okay, give me a time frame.
Yes. Yeah.
What does Dr. Maslowski say?
Later this year. I'm going to say late fall. Late fall. Early winter.
All right.
Maybe late winter to spring of next year.
Oh, now you're
somewhere.
Now you're in an election year, sir.
Certainly nowhere past 2023. I'm gonna, pretty soon it'll happen. We'll get more freedoms.
I love this. All right.
I mean, no way will it last beyond 2024.
Wait,
right?
Hold on.
2025 at the latest.
You just got done saying
I mean, the very outside, 2026 or 2027-ish.
So we just got to hang on for another 7-ish years.
Hang on. Yeah. And then bang.
Freedom just poof. Returns.
Opens up completely.
All right.
Yeah.
Just the 7.
In the meantime, we've got some issues. Like employees of Bath and Body Works body slamming customers to the ground over no mask.
Wow, this is
fun.
This
is fun.
The lady in the black and white dress is the customer and just gets a...
Look at that.
I don't know...
Gosh.
What happened before they started rolling.
What the hell?
You will wear a mask.
Okay, what you're doing right now is not protecting you from COVID-19.
Right, thank you. That's okay. Bath and Body Works, other employees will be level-headed. They'll come in here and break this up and settle it down, right? Watch this. See? Look, he's...
You got a man beating on women.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were going to restore order.
Wow.
Look at this. Look, he's forcibly moving this chick.
And look at the employees without masks. Wow, that's crazy.
Again, I don't know the moment before they started rolling here.
Yeah.
Did the lady in the dress
Did she
swing?
hit somebody?
Yeah, so who knows? I'm just the point is this is America 2021.
Bath and Body Works.
And there wasn't even a Black Friday.
It wasn't WrestleMania. That was Bath and Body Works. Wow. Jeez.
That was tough to see.
Yeah, I mean, I would think Bath and Body Works has a little bit of a lawsuit coming their way.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, we didn't see what led to it.
Just grateful it wasn't in the South, because usually people try to pin that stuff on us.
And where was it? Arizona?
Yeah.
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Arizona. Okay.
Thankfully, it wasn't.
That is crazy.
Birmingham or Jackson. Because
Dallas.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Scoremaster. What is your credit score? Do you even know? Most of us think anything above 700 is good and below 700 is probably pretty bad. That's not necessarily the case. And this is National Credit Awareness Month, and Scoremaster, the new science in credit scores, is inviting you, regardless of your credit score, to experience how quickly and easily you can add plus points to your credit score. How many? Well, the average Scoremaster user adds 61 points to their score in 20 days or less. Many do it in just a few days. Imagine what 61 points could do for your credit score. You could save a fortune when you're buying a car or financing your home or apartment, buying anything on credit. It's National Credit Awareness Month, so they want you to sign up, and it takes about 1 minute to do this. And you can see right there, they'll show you how many plus points you can add to your score. With Scoremaster, you control your credit score. Visit Scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Something that's not quite as brutal as Bath and Body Works, but the kind of a weird sport apparently breaking out. It looks like it's Russia where this is happening.
Okay.
It's a wrestling combining.
This is so weird.
Wrestling with basketball.
It looks like
something?
a basketball game. Just play the video. Look at this. Looks like a tip-off, right? Look at this. These guys are wearing wrestling uniforms.
Oh, they're traveling too.
Yeah, clearly. It's the NBA.
So apparently you don't have to dribble.
No, just watch. Don't watch the ball so much. It's just these guys are like grappling. Look at this. Look at it. He's gonna tackle him instead of letting him score. This is rough, man. I've already broken 3 bones watching this. Is this not the weirdest thing you've ever seen? Oh gosh, he just clotheslined the guy. This should be an Olympic sport. I could get behind. Look at this. They're wrestling. Oh gosh, that guy just got thrown down.
What a bizarre. This is really a thing.
This is a thing. You get points for like pinning him down. Oh boy. Tensions are high, Pat. Here at the old basketball wrestling arena. So anyway, I don't know. Somebody sent us that, and
interesting sport.
It's
like that one we saw. I don't know. It looked like it might have been. Was it in Africa?
Yeah, Senegal.
Where the 2 guys were just playing
patty cake.
Sure. And then it just ended.
Well, actually, somebody after the fact sent me a better video of the same kind of competition.
And did they finally go after each other?
Yeah, those guys were really into it. That was good. But these guys, I don't know what this was. That was...
yeah, that's a lot of testing the water. But it was over 2 minutes of that.
Right. But what you just saw there was action from the Bath and Body Works arena.
Weird. There's some weird things going on this planet. I've never heard of anything like that before. Wrestling and basketball together, where you don't dribble, you run and hopefully nobody tackles you or wrestles you to the floor before you shoot the basket.
And then you just see some guy standing around, you just pick him up and body slam him just because you can.
That's gotta hurt too on a wooden floor like that. With wrestling, there's a mat. There's no mat there. These are tough guys. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. All right, we just discovered a fabulous new mask. It's the Razor mask.
Ooh.
And it's the world's smartest mask. So
look at this thing.
If we have to do this for an extended period of time, this might be the way to go. It's got active ventilation. You see that there. It brings in cool air from those. Those
little arrows. Do you get to see the arrows? Whoa.
It lights up.
It lights up?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well,
it has a microphone in it so that you don't sound like you're talking in a tunnel when you got the mask.
Right.
Apparently, this avoids that. It's got a durable design. It's sustainable.
Oh, there's that word. You knew it was going to show up.
Unobtrusive silicone guard to make it comfortable, resting on your nose. And you get all this, I think, for the low price of like $45, $45 or $50.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Wait, the little nose tattoo thing yesterday?
Yeah, it was $90. This thing, I'd much rather have that thing.
Wow. And, lighting up, I mean, that's got to be...
It's cool.
Dr. Fauci probably has taken a position on masks that light up at some point or another, I'm sure.
Probably both positions. Both that you should wear it and that you should not. So
I guess they're the people that make like video game stuff, is what I was
Razor
told by
does?
Rob. Yeah, so
Okay.
This makes it so that, your buddies can hear you talk on the microphone through your mouth.
I guess it's N95 rated too. So,
oh, wow.
There you go.
$50. Wow.
Yeah, $50.
My goodness.
That's a lot less than that nose thing.
Yeah.
And it looks a lot better. It does more things. 888-900-3393. Now, apparently Noel Gallagher from Oasis won't be wearing the Razor mask anytime soon. He says that he refuses to wear a pointless mask despite the UK's mask law and mandate.
I love it.
Gallagher said he's resisted calls to wear a mask on a train and in shops. I was going up to Manchester the other week, and some guy's going, can you put your mask on the train? Because the transport police will get on and fine you 1,000 pounds. But you don't have to put it on if you're eating. So I was saying, oh, right, this killer virus that's sweeping through the train is going to come and attack me. But if it sees me having a sandwich, it'll say, leave him. He's having his lunch.
Wow, all of a sudden I like him again.
Why do you have to wear one when you're having a haircut, but you don't have to wear one in the pub? He added. He's argued in favor of, Morgan, Piers Morgan, has been arguing about actually wearing a mask. And so Gallagher called Piers Morgan a cowardly germaphobe.
Oh, see, I'm a germaphobe.
Little battle going on between the two.
Not with this nonsense.
No.
So we knew it was only a matter of time before we ran across something with Piers Morgan that ticked us off again.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Him and Bill Maher. I would love to see those two debating stuff because you'd have no idea which side they would come down on.
And I think the transition happened with Piers Morgan because he was such a good friend with Donald Trump in the beginning. And then he kind of turned on him at the end. Seems like. But that's a weird situation. How often did we complain about that guy when he was on, was it MSNBC or CNN?
CNN. I don't. You know what? If a tree falls in the forest.
Right. Yeah. Was he on either one of them? I don't know.
No, it was
because
CNN.
Nobody saw it. All right. We got to get to the president talking about his defense secretary because he's sharp as a tack in this speech. And you will not believe. You'll be so grateful. This guy is our president. It'll just fill you with such pride. Coming up in just a minute. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We still got to get up on Parler.
Yeah. You gonna get on that?
That whole thing seems to have died down though now, right? I don't sense the mass exodus from Twitter anymore.
Why don't you?
Is it over? Did I miss it? Did I miss the exodus?
Why don't you query your followers on Twitter and see what they suggest?
All right.
Because I don't know. I haven't been. Whatever.
Will you go to Parler and abandon Twitter?
This was
that would be interesting to see.
It's a discussion I've had.
Is it?
Yes. And
how's it worked out?
I don't have time.
Okay.
But maybe I'll get back over there because I was trying to integrate, and repopulate tweets and stuff like that, and then Amazon flexed their muscle, and then like you said, I don't know if people have really gotten back over there or not.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it, but
I know I'm a little too busy to go find out.
We got this tweet from Hebda87. Russia has the best sports: chess, boxing, and now basketball, wrestling.
Chess boxing. Jeffy, if you're listening, bring that video to the table tomorrow.
Chess boxing.
Chess boxing. I'm going to do a little look-see here.
All right.
So, okay. All right. We're going to have to.
We'll look into it.
Yeah.
We'll circle back. Circle back on the chess boxing. Verge D tweets, wrestling, basketball, LeBron could never.
Mr. Flop, I don't think so.
And he's supposed to be so tough, too. And then you see him doing those flops like they do in soccer.
Well, he does his homework.
Come on now.
Right?
Yeah.
What did he say to the guy? I do my homework. I got knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
From Jess Maria. COVID vaccine for city employees. There is so much misinformation on that form, which you can check out on Twitter. We put that up on Pat Unleashed. So much misinformation on that form. Also, they need to legally recognize religious and medical exemptions. True.
Yeah.
You would think so. From the hippie patriot of Camelot. I work in retail. A Bath and Body Works is right next door to my store. I was not surprised by the video. We have daily confrontations about mask wearing. But it could have been a fight over the last citrus candle, too.
Yeah, and a lot of these companies, some are much more ridiculous than others.
Yeah, like you said, I've accidentally forgotten a mask before and walked into a store. Nobody said anything to me. And I think they normally try to avoid confrontation.
Exactly. That's the whole, that is the crux of all of this.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the confrontation, not the enforcers and not the customers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the customers put the mask on in the first place. But what they don't realize, the dirty secret is, they're not going to say anything to you because they don't want the confrontation either.
And they don't know who has a medical issue and who doesn't. And they don't want to talk to you about your medical issue. So,
did I tell you my youngest has a new thing now? Not that new. I just don't think we've talked about it. Where if someone offers her a mask, she just says CS. I got CS, and nobody. I guess they're not allowed to follow up because nobody. Yeah, because nobody has.
What is CS?
That's common sense.
No. No, I got CS.
My youngest is a hero.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I like that. All right, 888-900-3393. Our fearless leader, who is just as sharp as can be. This guy is a genius. He's at the top of his game. It's really good to see. I'm really glad he was just elected president of the United States because, wow, he makes you proud, doesn't he? Doesn't he make you proud?
It's shameful that a guy who has been in office since Richard Nixon, my gosh, the vice president to Eisenhower, you know, the guy who won World War II. That's how long Joe Biden. Forget it. Anyway, we could do this all day. My point is,
50.
It took us forever to recognize this genius and finally give him the top executive office.
Finally, he's here, and as he was speaking about his defense secretary, you could just, confidence and brilliance just oozed out of him. Watch this.
Both, and I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there.
My God, the guy.
I want to make sure we thank
his name, but
the secretary for all he's done to try to implement what we just talked about, and for recommending these two women for promotion. Thank you all. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Now what do I do? Where do I go? What am I doing here? Oh, I'm going to stand here and look at you. I don't know where I'm going.
Could you salute her?
Look at him. Man, oh man, oh man.
Oh, no.
Ooh-wee. He looks terrible. He looks like he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
That's amazing. Wow. The guy who is I call him a general. I don't know what he is actually. He could be a private or a sergeant or a captain, but I call him my general, and I don't know why.
Well, yeah.
He's my secretary. He takes dictation from me. And sometimes I buy him flowers on Secretary's Day.
Sorry, what? You buy Lloyd Austin flowers?
I shoved him up against the wall and reached under his skirt. I don't know why he was wearing a skirt, but...
Have you seen others in your administration? And he said he's not a general. Yeah, he's still a general, bro. And then he turns around. Can we please play the last bit of that when he's done speaking, because there's so much there. I mean, he turns around. He should, as commander-in-chief, be saluting, I would assume, or at least something needs to happen here. Yeah. So awkward. Watch this. Now watch. So now he's like, oh, you're there. I didn't know anyone was behind me. And then watch Kamala. She walks around like a handler, like she's his nurse, like she's everywhere, man.
Yeah, she's always behind him.
Everywhere with
She's
him.
always behind him, ready to jump in at
just say the
moment's
word.
Notice.
That is
she's going to have to jump in pretty soon. He's not going to. He won't last the year.
See, I thought they would figure out a way to get him out of there after 2 years, so she could have the last 2 years, and then she could, in theory, have 2 more terms. But I think you're right, man. I don't 2 years seems like a lifetime away.
Yeah, he can't even get through a scripted little ceremony like he was just doing.
Yeah. And remember, George W. Bush had lots of stumbles and moments, where he would screw things up. And I remember early on, it was before 9/11, he had the WNBA champion coach and team, or whatever, the Houston, whatever the heck they were, in there. And he had the coach there. And he kept saying, good job, coach. Coach, you did coach. Obviously, he didn't know
the guy's name.
And that was a coach of a WNBA team.
Yeah, you're talking about You're talking about somebody in his administration.
This is the guy that you're going to ask, should we go to war or not? You might want to know his name, bro. Come on. This is our world. What are we doing?
It's crazy. It is
but you're in good hands.
Crazy. It's Lloyd Austin, by the way, if you don't know who the Secretary of Defense is.
And shame on him. First black defense secretary.
My guy, he's a guy, and he nominated 2 girls. He's the secretary. He doesn't type very fast, though.
Yeah, and Jeffy pointed out, he just sent me a note. Dude didn't even put his mask on when he was done. I'm telling you, these people don't wear masks when you're not looking.
Oh, of course they don't.
Could you?
Of course they don't. What? 888-933-93. Also, this is fun. Got this from Senator Ron Johnson talking about the caravan, which is coming.
And the caravan is on its way.
He says this is the tip of the iceberg. Check this video out. There's a little issue at the border. And
you can see they're moving the detainees to transportation. Looks like there's a bus down the road.
Oh, they're coming to your town now.
You can see what's going on, brother? You can see the number of them that showed up.
Wonder how many. Wow, there's a lot.
And so they're getting on buses to be
taken into Texas?
Somewhere. Anywhere.
That's good.
Anywhere but there.
Yeah.
And they're not testing them for COVID, of course. So.
Well, why would you?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? They've already found some of them have COVID, so we know that they're streaming across the border, and at least 6% of them have COVID-19. So what?
I bet those buses are going to Florida because Ron DeSantis is a bigger threat to them than Greg Abbott at this point.
Yeah, they'll keep some of them here, and then they'll send some to Florida, and then they'll say, "See, told you shouldn't have opened up your economy.
Yeah.
It's killing people."
Yeah, Mississippi, Iowa, South Dakota, y'all get ready too.
Yep. Oh, jeez. I mean, let's just keep this in mind, though. When the reports start coming fast and furious about this new super spreader, because Abbott opened up the economy, you'll know better. You'll know better. You'll know that they've been sending illegal aliens into our cities to spread this disease around.
And you'll recall around Thanksgiving break, Mr. Stuber-Gear down the hall here with the Glenn Beck program, he predicted, they're going to say, look, you gathered with your family and friends, and then the numbers spiked.
That's exactly what happened.
But the reason that happened is because there were the holidays and nobody was reporting for like 4 or 5 days. And then finally, when they all got their reports together early the next week, then the numbers spiked because it was like 5 days for the price of 1.
And they used it.
It's a game, man.
Sure is.
It's a game.
All right. I'm done.
You're done?
I think we're done.
What you want?
We're done here.
You ready for animal videos?
No.
No?
No, you're right. I'm not that done. If that's the alternative, no, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Let's go to Todd in New York. Hey, Todd, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat, how you doing this morning?
Good.
Good. Hey, listen, the reason I called is you mentioned the HR1 thing earlier on in the show, and there's something that I've been telling my friends and everybody that needs to be said because people just don't seem to be saying it or people don't realize it. What we have now is a situation where we have one political party that has enough power basically to ensure that they don't lose power anymore. This group has proven to our country and the world that violence, intimidation, rioting, arson, looting, and even murder is an acceptable means to their end. That should scare everyone to death.
Yeah.
It
does.
I'm not trying to laugh it off because it's just, but the thing is these people have proven to the world that they are a danger. And now they sit in a position where they have enough power to ensure they never lose their power.
Right.
It's scary beyond belief.
It is.
I don't think I'm being paranoid here, and it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just my opinion.
Well, shared. Appreciate it. Thanks, Todd. Your opinion, which is shared by tens of millions of us. that it's pretty clear. Yes, it's pretty clear that that's exactly what's going on. Jan in Illinois. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Pat, I have a lung disorder that makes it hard for me to breathe with a mask on. I tend to get lightheaded. So I had a full face shield on. I went to the clinic last week to get a mammogram. Mm-hmm. I took my temperature. It was 97 something, and I went in and registered, and the supervisor was training a young woman at the next terminal. And she leaned over and whispered to the woman that was checking me in, and the woman that checked me in said, well, you need to wear a mask. And I said, I can't wear a mask without getting dizzy and lightheaded. But I have this full face shield on, and it's worked in all of your other clinics within your campus. And she said, okay, we'll go and have a seat. And I was waiting for the mammographer, and I waited, and pretty soon this same supervisor came out, and she said, the mammographer has come out and looked at you and decided that she refuses to do you because you don't have a face mask on.
Oh, my gosh.
And my mom had breast cancer, and wow. I'm in my 60s. I need my mammogram.
Yeah.
And I'm really very, very upset about this, and just I'm hoping that nobody else has had the same experience. I'm trying to figure out what to do next to get the care that I need.
Yeah, that is unreal. Wow.
I know it. Denial of care, I thought, was
against the law. I think it's against the law. Yeah. Yeah.
I have actually reached out to an attorney, and although it's not in her usual wheelhouse, she is interested in advising me. So I'll see where it goes. But hey, I wanted to let you know that I ordered a couple of dozen cookies from your Brett's Cookie Company, and they are to die for.
Oh, thank you.
They are to die for. They came perfectly packaged, and they're really, really yummy.
Appreciate that. All right. Thanks, Jen. Keep us posted on what happens here with your mammogram.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And Jan,
I shall.
Any chance you speak Spanish?
I do, actually.
Okay, well, problem solved.
I used to live in Mexico.
Perfect. All right, so you go back there and you just start speaking in Spanish.
And they'll take care of you.
They'll be like, okay. Welcome to America. Let's get your free health. Come on in. You might even have to pay your copay.
Put on a lot of makeup. Yeah, put on a lot of makeup.
Thanks, Jen.
Hey,
appreciate
guys,
it.
hang in there. Thank you for what you do. Bye-bye. God bless.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about realestateagentsitrust.com. These are the people you need to help you through the process from start to finish. When you first put your house up for sale to when you put the sold sign out in the on the front lawn. They're going to advise you on the things that need to be done, whether it's new paint or countertops or flooring or something has to be replaced, or will you get the money out of doing any of those things? Sometimes it's just best to just sell it as is and let the chips fall where they may. But these are the experts. They know what people are looking for. They know how to help you get the most money out of your home, or if you're buying, to get the most home for your money. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com. With traffic and weather together every 4 minutes on the threes to get you there on time and in one piece. Got some tweets here from James. James tweets, I live in Houston and can't go into a store or a church without being told to put a mask on at least once. My wife has been accosted and filmed for having it under her nose at a pet store.
What?
Good golly.
Okay.
I've been told to put one on outside.
Oh, my, no, sir.
Look at that. Houston, Texas.
Okay, but let's
Houston, Texas.
Be honest. Is Houston really a part of Texas?
Oh, Houston is Texas. Yes. Houston is Texas.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, my friend. Yes.
It is.
Obviously, Keith and I differ.
A little bit.
On Houston, Texas.
A little bit.
I love Houston, Texas.
I mean, if you like heat and humidity.
That is the one downfall.
And mosquitoes.
And traffic. Okay, there's a couple of downfalls.
And rain when it's sunny.
Yeah.
And
hurricanes.
Potholes and hurricanes. And
the biggest downfall of Houston, hurricanes.
The biggest.
No, thank you. I don't want to deal with that anymore, which is probably why we're in Dallas, a little further inland. Magic Missy tweets, your show is the only reason I'm still on Twitter. Well, thank you.
Aw.
Appreciate
was
that.
sweet.
That's very nice. Also from the Steve 42, yes, I would follow you to Parler.
See?
Happy to leave Twitter in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple of yeses.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
wait,
we have to have the contrarian. From Stitch, is it? Gab, better than Parler.
Okay, see, now this is what happens. We muddy the waters. There's so many of these sites that everybody wants you to go to.
That's right.
That it's just like, do you have like a streaming service for only one show? I mean, Disney Plus Mandalorian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in WandaVision now.
WandaVision. Man, that was good. Did you watch the finale?
Uh-huh. But
you
that's
like
not, yeah, is that the series finale? Are we sure?
Well, I guess they're hinting around that maybe. I mean, they're going to consider it. It's the #1 show in the world.
Yeah.
They're going to consider it.
But my point is, don't you have like a streaming service or something just because of one draw?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So congratulations. I guess we're empowering Jack?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
We're always looking into it, but it's like turning a ship around.
Mm-hmm. It's difficult to do. It's hard enough to do Twitter, clearly.
Yeah.
Let alone Twitter and Parler and Gab.
And yeah, your audience has grown accustomed to your live tweeting during BYU games, venting your frustrations and your happiness and sharing the moments with you.
Right. Because I'm Mr. Twitter.
Because you're Mr.
And
Twitter.
It's
going to be tough to wean you off of it.
Enough of it.
So if we're going to wean you off of Twitter, Pat, we're going to have to do it before football season.
That's true. That's very true. Did you see the Burger King tweet yesterday, by the way, that got so much flack?
Yeah.
They tweeted out, I mean, this is just stupid in this day and age. Why would you do this? They tweeted out, women belong in the kitchen. Well, okay. You know that's not going to be the end of it, right? It's got to be, they're trying to get attention. They're trying to spark some interest. And then, of course, they tweet afterwards. If they want to, of course. You thought we were being sexist there, but we're not. We're not. Yet only 20% of chefs are women. We're on a mission to change the gender ratio in the restaurant industry by empowering female employees with the opportunity to pursue a culinary career. A culinary career at Burger King? That's a stretch, my friends.
Yeah, if you're going to spin that tweet, you need to be someone other than Burger King.
Yes, you do. I mean, maybe Perry's Steakhouse or, I don't know, somebody, Morton's. Burger King, a culinary. Please shut up. Burger King, we are proud to be launching a new scholarship program which will help female Burger King employees pursue their culinary dreams.
At Burger King.
We're going to send them to school to learn how to fry up a burger. Well, I guess grill up a burger. Because they do use the flame broiled or whatever they do.
They do it your way.
Yeah, of course they do.
That's what I heard.
Sure they
Go back to that tweet, though, because they put a period after women belong in the kitchen.
Right.
So that's not a continual thought into the...
No, they should have done the ellipsis. The ...
Something.
Because people got really pissed.
Right.
I'm never going to frequent your business again. I'm never going to darken my body with your going through your doors again. I'm never going to...
Shut up.
Yeah, they eventually pulled the tweet after the backlash online.
Of course they did.
I did like Jeffy's response. It's good to be the king. That's what he tweeted. That's good stuff. I mean, that's kind of what I did last week when I said wear a mask. And then the thread underneath that I said on Halloween. And I said, like, wear a mask.
Sell out!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're ugly. You know, and so you got to make sure that people know to keep following along.
And you did the ellipsis?
I did not. I actually put a period accidentally. I think it auto-completed a period the first time. And then the next time I was like, wait a minute. No, that's... So, but several people were like, what happened to you, man? I'm like, okay, just
wait.
It wasn't worth it.
Wait half a second. It's not. That's the thing.
And somebody
it's not worth
pointed out wisely, I think, one of your listeners said they're going to get canceled and they're going to be forced to change to Burger Queen. Just wait for it. It's happening. You know it is.
Certainly not out of the realm of possibility. No. That's for darn sure. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. 888-900 3393, also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. There's a pro-life evangelical group that supported pro-abortion Joe Biden during the election. And surprise! Now they're upset with him and his pro-abortion stance. Huh. A group of pro-life evangelical leaders banded together to support the election of Biden in 2020. Now they're expressing shock and dismay that the Democrat politician who toes his party's line on abortion is somehow betraying their movement and using taxpayer money to pay for abortions. What kind of idiots are these people? He's always been big time pro-abortion. He never made any bones about that and never pretended to be otherwise, as far as I know. And Trump was the exact opposite. Probably the best pro-life president we've ever had. And for some reason, these evangelicals got together and supported Joe Biden. Didn't make any sense at all. What are you doing?
Who runs this group? Was this Congressman Stupak? Because remember, he's the idiot that said, oh, well, Obama said abortions aren't going to be covered in Obamacare. So,
right. So
we're on board now. I'm on board. Yep.
Unbelievable. As pro-life evangelicals, we disagree with Vice President Biden and the Democrat platform on the issue of abortion, the group said, but we believe a biblically shaped commitment to the sanctity of human life compels us to a consistent ethic of life that affirms the sanctity of life from the beginning to the end. Wow, that's weird. I mean,
what has Biden ever said that made them think, yeah, we're on board with him?
We're into the sanctity of life. Really?
Come on, man.
That whole party is the party of death. The petition went on to say that they were also concerned about racism, poverty, health care, child care, minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
But they were not giving up on the life issue.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that on balance, Joe Biden's policies are more consistent with biblically shaped ethic of life than those of Donald Trump. Therefore, what idiots. What? I mean, this is unbelievable.
What universe?
Therefore, even as we continue to urge different policies on abortion, we urge evangelicals to elect Joe Biden as president. Well, now they're all pissed off because he did what he's always done. He's pro-abortion. He's pro-death. He's always been. He continues to be. And he doesn't mind paying for it with taxpayer money. And he doesn't mind paying for other countries' abortions with our taxpayer money.
Right?
Man.
All right.
I mean, that's as dumb as it gets right
something's
there.
Something's going to come out.
That's about this group.
Yeah, something under the table.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Plus, a Chicago Public Library is removing some Dr. Seuss books to assess them. They're going to assess them. They took them out of circulation, at least temporarily, while they assess what to do with them. The officials are deeply committed to promoting reading material that, quote, provides accurate and current information, unquote. Yeah, you really want that in your bedtime stories for your children, don't you? You want accurate and current information in all of your children's stories. It is important to recognize that what society understands to be relevant and or common knowledge changes over time, and so too does the library and the needs of the communities it serves. I hope they have a full team of assessors here because you know just how complex Dr. Seuss books can be. I mean, the subtle nuances, and underpinnings of the works of Dr. Seuss, that could take decades to understand. Decades. So I hope that they really thoroughly dive into these, like green eggs and ham, scrambled eggs super, on Beyond Zebra, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. I hope they really delve into it.
Yes.
There's a lot there.
Kids are stumped for days.
A lot there to assess, And
that's the thing about Dr. Seuss books is that you can read them to your kids, but they're going to have to really spend some time on their own, like, study hall, going through them and really to understand them. Especially, I'll say Cindy Lou Who. She's a complicated literary character. Amen?
She is. Because, what was her motivation to get up for a drink of water in the middle of the night?
That's a good point.
Was it just an excuse to see Santa? Was it that she was actually thirsty? Or was it a metaphor for something even deeper? I don't know, but hopefully this committee will be able to assess all of that.
Yeah.
And decide.
What did she say to the Grinch when he was doing that whole stealing of the tree and everything?
She said, Santa Claus, why?
Right.
Why are you taking our Christmas tree?
Okay, but you're a kid. You speak when spoken to, okay?
Yeah.
Get back
in
bed.
Brat. Shut up. It's none of your stinking business.
Totally.
Get back to bed before I kick you in the head.
Right?
Yeah, and it rhymed.
And it did rhyme.
Get back to bed before I kick you in the head. That's Seussian to the end, to the very end.
Seussian to the end.
Right. The subtle nuances of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
You could study it for decades, seriously, and never get to the bottom of it. 888-900-3393. Also, at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got the Extinction Clock is ticking.
Oh, what are we at now?
Well, there's a whole bunch of different extinction causes that we're delving into here. Because of climate catastrophes, they've updated a lot of these. And I just wanted to make you aware of some of the extinction events that are just around the corner.
Okay.
This one is we've got a ways to go before we get to this 2100 event. So that's 80 years, 79 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
So actually 78 years, 315 days, 16 hours, 16 minutes, and 50 seconds in counting. 80% of the emperor penguins will be extinct by 2100 without the Paris Agreement.
Don't care.
You heartless bastard.
Yeah, what else you got to sell me on this stupid agreement?
All right, maybe you care about this. Increasing natural disasters, drought, and heat waves are just 48 years away in 2070.
Might
you
be
care
fun.
about that?
Might be fun, a little unpredictability.
The planet will be uninhabitable for billions of people by 2050 without change.
Okay.
Now that's 28 years, 303 days away.
Yeah, and now are these billions of people the people I don't like?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, I'll take my chances.
All right.
Roll the dice.
What about Melbourne being at risk of running out of fresh water by 2050? Do you care about that? You don't live there.
You
so
said
you
Melbourne, I was like,
Melbourne.
Nope.
Is it Florida? No, it's Australia.
Yeah. Is it Disney World?
I don't care.
Is Disney World underwater?
No.
Then I do not care about this.
Rising seas could leave coastal cities underwater by 2050. Reigniting armed conflict and the likelihood of terrorism. That's only 28 years, 303 days away.
So I've got 28 years to visit Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes.
That's really the only coastal city I care about.
28 years, yeah.
And even at that, they flood at the drop of a hat.
You ever plan to go to Miami? You got to do it in the next 28 years, 303 days.
Not a chance. Don't care.
How about this? 1 to 2 feet of sea level rise in the Seattle area. Now, my brother lives close to there, so this worries me. That's only 28 years, 303 days away as well.
Okay. Well, again, it's a city that it's not.
Now, this was a Dr. Mavlafsky prediction. Well, although this one seems to be a little bit different because this predicts the Arctic Ocean will be completely ice-free by 2044.
But that's cool, because then you can do trade routes and stuff that we didn't have before. In fact, there was just last week or a couple weeks ago, a ship was able to go up above, I don't know where it was, Russia or something. Who cares? But the point is, look, we're going to have more travel routes and be more efficient that way.
That's not bad.
You don't have me sold on anything yet. I still have...
It's only 22 years away, though, Keith.
Yeah, but I've got 28 years to get to Charleston again.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's really the only thing you got me on here.
22 years of ice left in the Arctic.
Well, let's break it up now. What are we waiting for?
Snowy UK winters, we've heard this before, could become a thing of the past. According to the BBC, that's only 18 years away.
Okay. Well, is this the same Britain that grew citrus trees hundreds of years ago?
Yes.
So it's been warm like that before.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got?
It's now or never to avert catastrophe, according to The Guardian. That's only 18 years away.
Wait, it's now or never?
Now or never.
Now I've got Elvis in my head.
Or sometime in the next 18 years, apparently. The U.S. military could collapse within 20 years due to climate change.
Okay, wait. Now, okay,
we don't want that to happen.
I didn't like that story, and then you said because of climate change. Why? What's going to happen? They don't know. They're just
Americans could face a horrifically grim future from climate change involving blackouts, disease, thirst, starvation, and war. The study found that the U.S. military itself might also collapse. This could happen over the next 2 decades. So that's only 18 years, 148 days away.
Wow.
How about Himalayan glaciers melting by 2035? That's 13 years from now.
Hold on a second. Then it'll be easier to climb those mountains, right? Because then they won't be as tall.
They wouldn't be as slippery or as tall. Yeah, it's true. Glaciers are hard to climb because, they're icy.
They're icy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scientists predicting a new ice age by the 21st century. This happened in 1970.
Wait, a new ice age?
We're in the 21st century. I don't know how they say this could be 12 years away because the prediction was on April 16th, 1970. By the 21st century, which is already here.
Oh, they forgot to erase this.
But I guess at the latest. March 31st, 2033 of the 21st century.
Wait a minute. Like you snap your fingers like Thanos and all of a sudden it's the Ice Age now?
I guess.
Wait. First of all, if you were in Texas around Valentine's Day.
You saw that we had the Ice Age
We've already been there. So what else you got?
Well, I've got this. Carbon dioxide budget is going to run out in 12 years, according to Greta Thunberg.
Carbon dioxide budget? Is that a federal office?
I love that.
Stupid.
She just admitted she's a teen. She doesn't know anything, but she keeps on warning us. Anyway, the world is going to end, according to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now, that prediction, remember that? We're like, the world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. Now we're only 9 years, 319 days away from that. We are hurtling toward that prediction.
True that.
Australian Senator Richard DiNatale says we have 11 years to prevent the worst of the climate crisis. This is not a drill. An Extinction Rebellion handbook claims another 9 years and 237 days before climate catastrophe.
I'm scared.
Then we've got 12 years to limit climate change catastrophe, according to the UN delegates hugging and in tears at one of their recent conferences. It was back in 2018, actually. So we only have 9 years, 214 days to avoid that.
These people are sick.
So stupid. And all of these have been disproven. Nobody is making these claims. No reasonable expert is making these claims. Global emissions need to be cut to stop deadly and catastrophic heat waves, storms, and pollution. That prediction is 8 years, 298 days away. Oh, the snows of Kilimanjaro are going to disappear in 20 years. And that prediction was made in 2009, so we only have 8 years, 298 days left on that one.
But I mean, they had so much snow over the years. They're probably looking forward to a heat wave.
Right?
Right? They're like, all right, cool. No snow. We're good with that.
According to Bernie Sanders, major cities are going to go underwater, and there's going to be increased drought and millions of climate refugees. 7 years away.
Oh, we're 7 years away from that?
7 years away from that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then another quote from Greta Thunberg. The carbon dioxide budget's going to run out in 8 years. We're only 6 years away from that. So she's used different timetables on the same prediction.
I mean, this is more proof that this child needs to be in school.
Right, yes.
Because she hasn't learned math yet. So get your butt in school and get to learning.
According to the climate clock, we must achieve zero emissions in 8 years. We've got 6 years, 298 days left on that prediction.
Do we?
From Emeritus Professor Guy McPherson, 10 years before climate change results in human extinction. That's a pretty bold one. And there's only 5 years left on that prediction. 5 years, 263 days. Humans go extinct.
Hold on. So then none of these other predictions you've given us matter if we're done in 5 years.
Right.
Then I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
Because I'm done. Bye-bye. This is... And you know what? There's going to be a crazy representative that's going to read through these into the congressional record soon.
And it will become policy, and it will become the impetus for the Green New Deal to be passed.
Yep.
How about the climate being reshaped globally? It'll reshape global, national, and local politics. Yeah, I mean, that's no big deal. 3 years away. Crash course towards massive species extinction in 2 years. That's according to the Defenders of Wildlife. Then back to 1971, this great prediction. And then it was supposed to happen by July 31st of this year. U.S. scientist sees a new ice age coming.
Wait,
I love this. I love it.
Pick a horse and go with it. Stop it. You can't have the heat and the droughts and the ice age. You can't. You're going to have to pick one of them.
But what's really fun is that all of the predictions in the early 70s were towards global cooling.
Right.
And they were all afraid of it. We had another ice age coming. And then they just reversed it. But it's caused by the same thing.
But remember, follow the science. These are the same people that say, don't wear a mask, do wear a mask. Right? And they're saying, oh, it's going to get cold. No, psych, it's going to get hot. I mean, it's whatever they want, man. They win no matter what.
How about this great prediction from Prince Charles, which is 44 days overdue now. 44 days overdue. I am firmly of the view that the next 18 months will decide our ability to keep climate change to survivable levels and restore nature to the equilibrium we need for our survival. So that prediction ran out January 24th of this year. That's so great. Oh, the Hoover Dam is going to be a dry hole by 2021. So that's 68 days overdue.
Yeah.
The Hoover Dam, if you haven't been there in a while, is not yet a dry hole.
It's not.
I mean, really close. I think there's only about 300 feet of water in some places.
In some places. Yeah.
3 years left to stop dangerous climate change. That was that ended 254 days ago on that Guardian prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Australian snow was supposed to be over by the year 2020. That's 276 days old now. Rare snowfalls will cause chaos in 20 years' time. Humanity will be unprepared.
Wait, rare snowfalls cause what? Chaos?
Chaos.
Yeah, it
that
rarely
happens.
snows in the South, and that's why it's chaotic when it happens.
Right. Right. But it's happened before, even before all this global warming stuff.
Yeah.
Now, according to a prediction, in June of 2017, we had 4 years to save the Earth. 2020 is the deadline. That's from the Daily Mail. So that's 1 year, 69 days ago.
See, this is kind of like New Year's resolutions. See, I don't make them because I always fail at them. So since we've obviously failed to meet these deadlines, then why do we even care anymore? Let's go.
Yeah, and nobody
run your car.
Nobody pays attention to the fact that all of these are wrong.
Yeah,
all of them are wrong, and then they keep making predictions that continue to be wrong.
So you know
every
what we do?
time
we just go and celebrate by running our cars. Just go and crank up your car, and let it run all day while you're at work. Because look, we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's fine. Mm-hmm. We haven't done anything to stop this, and yet it didn't happen.
Here's a prediction that was made in 2009 by John Kerry that ran out 1 year, 145 days ago. A 10-year window before climate change is a threat to national security. So, okay, that's gone.
Isn't he
long
our
gone.
climate czar now?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
This is incredible. I mean, on and on and on it goes. Al Gore made a prediction in 2007. There'll be no snow on Mount Kilimanjaro by 2017.
Oh!
So that's 4 years, 69 days ago.
Does he never learn? He always makes these predictions with end dates.
I know, you shouldn't do that. You
right?
really shouldn't do that. That's why in the beginning they did the by 2100. By the beginning of the next century, we'll have whatever, fill in the blank. There'll be droughts. There'll be floods. We'll have rising seas. But then what they found out about doing that is that nobody took them seriously because they're like, that's too far from now. I don't care about that. So then they realized, we got to make this right now so that they'll act. We've got to get the people to care about this. And the only way they're going to care about it is if we tell them it's happening right now. So they changed it and started making it in the foreseeable future. But the problem with that is that the foreseeable future happens pretty quickly, and then we realize you were wrong again.
But they know the American people
have short attention spans.
Well enough.
They forget about it.
They're not going to hold their feet to the fire when they're wrong. They're not going to care.
Right.
They're not even going to care.
I mean, these apocalyptic predictions, on and on and on. There's probably 50 more of them, and some of them are 47 years past.
So is this article supposed to push climate change and the Green New Deal and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or is it saying...
No, it's saying, let's wake up and realize these people are never right. Like this one, the last one I have on this list, America will be subject to water and food rationing, according to Paul Ehrlich.
Oh, that guy.
He made that prediction on October 6th, 1970. It's 47 years, 80 days overdue.
And he was pushing the Ice Age theory at that point, too.
Right. Right. Is this Ehrlich, too? New Ice Age, no indication of reversing, causing droughts and affecting grain exporting countries. That's 45 years overdue.
Wait, Ice Age causes droughts? That's new to me. I thought it's water.
Yeah. Also, population will completely outstrip food supply, according to Paul Ehrlich. I like this. Everyone will be vaporized, according to Paul Ehrlich.
Wait, how's that happen?
We must realize that unless we're extremely lucky, everybody will disappear in a cloud of blue steam in 20 years. That prediction is 32 years overdue.
Wait, unless we're lucky, we're going to be vaporized? You people that hate humanity so much, you'd think that's a blessing.
I mean, it's hard. When you look back on this stuff and you see how wrong they have always been.
We got to send this out.
It's amazing that you can. It's amazing that they can keep this hoax going for so long and gain any sort of traction. And to even bring up something like a Green New Deal, where they're trying to get us to spend $100 trillion on avoiding predictions that have always been wrong and continue to be wrong. It's pretty amazing. I mean, the giblets they have to try to make this happen still.
So you're saying, like, do you want to save humanity, Pat? Yes or no?
Yes.
You can't put a price on saving humanity.
That's
right. Mean, do you want this planet here for your kids?
Yes.
Then this is what it takes.
Yes, I do.
Okay, you're going to have to make some sacrifices.
Yeah, but you've never been right. So why?
And by the way, put a mask on, too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to save the country.
And if you really want to save yourself, you'll wear 2 masks, which a Japanese study just found is completely worthless. Did you see that study?
I did not.
Yeah. Japan's already done a study on the 2-mask thing. It doesn't help at all.
So if you ignore the Japanese study, then you obviously are a xenophobe.
Obviously. Obviously. A racist and a xenophobe.
Thank you.
All right. We will see you back here again tomorrow. Jeffy will be joining us to chew the fat on Pat Gray Unleashed. See you then.
Pat Gray. Only on the Blaze Radio Network.